Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending to this webinar. We are very happy to have here with us Dharmveer Singh Chauhan, co-founder and CEO at ZoWorld. He's going to talk about the topic of Metaverse and NFTs, a very brief and overview on this area. Thank you so much, Dharmveer, for taking this up and in a short time helping us with giving your time and doing this. Please, I welcome you to take this forward.
Thank you so much for Sandeep setting it up in such a short time and setting it up very professionally. I would suggest that as well, with a proper invite, etc. So really appreciate you putting this up and getting all of us together. And hopefully with the group that we have and the exciting questions, I'm looking forward to answering all the doubts you have on a higher level, on a lower level, and hopefully we can together create a interactive session that even later on people, when they watch it on YouTube, it really helps them understand metaverse and the possibilities. With that, I'll just take it forward. So just briefly about me, why or how I ended up over here as well. So, I'm right now co-founder and CEO at ZoWorld, and along with that at Zostel as well. So I come from IIT BHU, and then I joined IIM Calcutta. So even during my IIT days, I was very much into I wanted to build a startup for a gaming studio. I always wanted to make games for a living. And so I ran that for a couple of 4 years. Didn't see the heights of success. I eventually had to shut it down. Traveled a lot post that and gained confidence. Then joined IIM, opted out of placements at IIM first week. Grinded it out, built Zostel. And so that's been a long journey. And then I also discussed this earlier with Sandeep and the group that where NFTs and Metaverse are exactly right now is where probably the internet was anywhere from 97 to 99. So it's in a very broken phase where there are a lot of possibilities, but along with that possibilities, there's a lot of hype on talking about that, and that, everything will be changed. But, let's just keep that perspective in mind that it might from here, we are trying to learn something that will impact us 15 years, 20 years down the line, a lot more. So I really come from that perspective that, if you really want to build something on a big opportunity, you really need to build something in a big market. And although the market right now, and we'll look at that, so I'll start off with, sharing my screen. And, we'll talk about Metaverse and NFTs. But before we go a bit over there, I'll take at least 5 minutes to just establish that base that, what is the market that we are looking at right now. So, if you look at over here, this $2 trillion, close to what we are seeing, is the overall decentralized market cap. So today it has been almost 13 years, more than 13 years since the Bitcoin white paper was launched and since the first Bitcoin node was up. And just like it happens in technology, guys, the technology keeps evolving. So, Bitcoin as the first decentralized, ledger, you can technically say the first digital asset. That what does it mean to have an asset that belongs to the internet and not to any other company? So we have that first, that was Bitcoin, and since then, obviously, Bitcoin itself has evolved, but it has unlocked ideas for several other technologies and blockchain to come forward. So we see that although the total market cap is $2 trillion, Bitcoin, that we name as BTC, dominates 42% of it, and Ethereum is close to 18%. So 60% of the overall decentralized market cap belongs to these two protocols, you can say, or the assets that you can say. So we can look at that. And beyond that, we have several assets. So even just on this one platform on which things are listed, we see right now 20,000, close to 20,000 tokens that are listed. And it might look a lot, but the technology is such that I think within 5 years, fifth class students in their summer projects will be launching their own tokens. So it's just a technology, and so we would go into those details throughout this hour. Why should you do it, and maybe what are the possibilities, and things like that. So we see that 60% market is, let's say, controlled by the infrastructure layer, and then if we go down, so obviously these are a couple of other L1s. So what I mean by L1s is, like, let's say Bitcoin is one blockchain, Ethereum is another blockchain. So just like we had the e-commerce wars, that let's say we didn't know that which will be the biggest e-commerce in India. There might be thousands of e-commerce, and now the market has matured to have, let's say, a couple that dominate a lot more, and then we have other D2C brands. But from a marketplace perspective, we have two. And so just like that, that these things happen. So several people came up to be Bitcoin killer, Ethereum killer, but these two have largely established themselves as the early projects. And then we see, let's say, Solana, it's at a 32 billion market cap, still young, early, but it's being backed by a lot of great VCs. So it's positioning itself as an alternative to Bitcoin, Ethereum, but there are only a few that can themselves say that we are alternative. And then we see, let's say, Polygon is one of the best startups, or we can say one of the best blockchain, but it works with Ethereum. Okay, so it works, let's say, it bridges itself to Ethereum. So what it is saying is that I am an extension of Ethereum. And so this, like that, this is another, this we call it as level 2, layer 2 we call it. But I wanted to talk about a bit about decentralized finance. Okay, so before we get, and these are all the building blocks, guys. We can't reach Metaverse and think that it's just VR, like whatever Facebook is saying is Metaverse. No, it's a marketing that Facebook does. In fact, Metaverse is just what we are doing right now, connected over the internet with anybody else. That is Metaverse, right? And so it's a open world in that sense. And to really enable this open connection between people, a couple of interesting things has happened, to reach the Metaverse level today, in which we have our own NFTs. So if you come to ZoWorld, ZoWorld is world's first travel NFTs. Also, I think it's probably the first one from India. For a 10,000 NFT collection that's happening. So to even reach there and trying to attempt to do it, we needed certain things to already exist in the market, and decentralized finance that we fondly call the term as DeFi, was a very important aspect of it. And it starts off with, let's say, Uniswap is one of the contract that has done it very well. So what Uniswap really does is that anybody can make a token, right? I just told you that anybody can create and launch their own token, but how does it come into value? That how can I exchange it? Because I can't go to, let's say, WazirX or Binance and people like that to list my token. Therefore, there is trading. So what we really have is a decentralized alternative to that, and that works phenomenally well. So this is Uniswap. So anybody can open Uniswap and just connect it. And before, so what has really happened is that Bitcoin took a reserve position, that Bitcoin is a stabler. So although from the outside we think that Bitcoin is speculative, but once you come into the decentralized market cap, you realize that Bitcoin is the most stable currency. And then the second one is Ethereum, and then if you go outside that, it's too risky. And so these are the ones who are much more speculative. Bitcoin is the one that is the safest. And so where a lot of these activities of decentralized finance and Metaverse is happening is actually on the Ethereum blockchain, not on the Bitcoin blockchain. So Bitcoin is a very simple database that is very well equipped to exchange that digital asset that is Bitcoin. And where, because obviously you're number one, you can take that position. When Ethereum, if it wants to fight with Bitcoin, it can't just do it by doing the same thing. So the innovation that Ethereum did was that it's a programmable computer. So on Bitcoin you can just do the exchanges. On Ethereum you can write your own contract and your own programs, and therefore the possibilities open up. So let's say this Uniswap that we are seeing right now, it's actually just one contract. just one contract that is there. So I'll just try to give you guys a bit. Let me see if I can open the contract of Uniswap. Okay, so let's say this is Uniswap, and and how Uniswap works. Let's say we can go to the contract itself. So let's say we open this contract. Yeah, go to the contract, right? So this is the code, guys. Okay, so everything is in the open. So before even you interact with the program, you can go and read that what is the contract by which it is working, and just this one contract is today worth $8 billion. It used to be worth $20 billion. Okay. And so this is one contract, and therefore I'm just getting at that aspect that anybody can build anything over here, right? And so if you'll come to Zo World, you'll see this icon actually stands for Etherscan. Okay, so as I said that Ethereum is the one that's happening. So Etherscan is nothing but a explorer of Ethereum. So Ethereum is a computer that's running. It will always be running. Why will it always be running? Because there are several computers that are running the same Ethereum. So, and they all do the same thing. So even if one computer is down, somebody else will be able to run with it. So this is our contract. This is the Zo World contract. We have some Ethereum that's lying over here as well. In our contract, obviously, we have written in our own style, founder of Zo World, if somebody comes to read the contract, and you guys can also read it. So how do we work with Ethereum? Let's say I have got some Ethereum in my exchange, as an investor. How do I start doing things with it? Much more than investment. Everybody's investing, but why will the price of the entity increase? Because what the theory is that it enables possibilities, so people will build a lot of stuff over here. So what you really need to work with Ethereum is this one Chrome extension, or it's also on a mobile app. But so although you are interacting directly with Ethereum and everything, your wallet address is on Ethereum. But to really do it conveniently, we have this extension. It's called as MetaMask. Okay. So if nothing else, if you guys don't have MetaMask installed on your browser extension and on your mobile app, more than anything else, we'll talk a lot of things, about the metaverse, this, that, NFTs, everything we'll talk. But it all starts with just installing MetaMask and getting some Ethereum from your exchange to MetaMask. And once you have that in MetaMask, then the possibilities start to emerge. So one thing I would love, if you guys are from desktop, install this extension if you can, along the way. And now I'll continue, but just one more thing. The whole decentralized market cap is for individuals. The whole decentralized ecosystem is empowering individuals first time on the internet. Like, we don't have any identity on the internet. Like, if anybody wants to reach out to me, they have to do, let's say, dvcoolster@gmail.com, or you will reach out to me where? On Instagram, on LinkedIn. But these are all entities that are somebody else entity. They can shut down the company, or they have access to my data, things like that. It's not mine, right? It's through them that it's mine. Unless I have, let's say, built my own website and running my own email servers, but that's not happening in the world. So MetaMask is so Ethereum, it starts off, or Ethereum or Bitcoin, it gives you that passphrase. The thing that I'm getting at is that this Web3 empowers individual. So you have a lot of power, and what comes with a lot of power? Responsibility. So just like that, with power comes responsibility. So unless if you really think that you want to build in Web3, but you don't want to take care of 12 words safely, then you can't really work in Web3. You have to let go of your habit of forgetting password. Okay, we can't now forget password, because if we are forgetting password, that means that we are relying on someone else. So therefore, you really, when you install this MetaMask, it will ask you to keep that passphrase safe. So please write down your passphrase on a piece of paper, keep it safe in your lockers. So, whenever you do need it in the future, you will need that. And stop being scared that, I was scared, for years I was scared to, run my own wallet and, connecting it with the internet, but there's no running away. Either you'll need to do it today, or you'll need to do it 5 years later. So it's better that we start it right now, so that we can take benefits of the compounding possibilities that are there. So once you have your wallets safely secured, you have, you can, this is my address, so let's say if I open my own address, and so this is, how the, let's say, Metaverse opens up. Let's say we go to dvcoolster.eth. So this is my address. So if you'll see over here, everything that I have done with Ethereum over many years, everything is visible for everyone to see. That, dvcoolster.eth did this, sent 0.3 hours ago to kulgorbi.eth, got something from divyachauhan.eth. 487 transactions, right? And I've been doing this for many years now. So if you'll see my first contract, I'd written contracts almost more than 5 years ago. So back then I was experimenting, doing some different things. So it's still on the blockchain. It will always remain on the blockchain, whether even I live or not. So it's in that transparent fashion. So get your wallets, and the metaverse and the identity layer, because we don't have any identity. The first layer that we actually, you can work with the addresses, but since the addresses are complicated, one of the first thing in the metaverse is to secure your identity. So I have my account called as dvcoolster.eth, and now anybody else, if is building an application, be it myself, zo.xyz. So zo.xyz has not, taken anything. I haven't made an account on zo.xyz. If anybody comes to zo.xyz, you click on connect wallet over here. It clicks on MetaMask. And after the MetaMask is connected, it takes dvcoolster.eth. Where did dvcoolster.eth came from? It came from, from the Ethereum blockchain that is over there. So, one of the first layer is identity. So you can get any addresses that you want. Let's say we want, Shubham Kansal, because this is the time period, guys, where those early domains that, we had, let's say .com. So, this might be your identity on the internet. How do you want to represent yourself on the internet? And for just like $20, maybe you can actually take it for 10 years, $66, you can have shubhamkansal.eth for 20 years. You just have to register, and this will all be a transaction, and things will move in that direction. Okay, so let's leave all of that for a while. Let's come back to simpler and interesting things. Let's just talk about the metaverse aspects. Okay, guys, so anybody can build it. These things are happening. So what is really happening is that because now we have a $2 trillion right now market cap. So the metaverse and NFTs over here is right now in a very early space. From this 2 trillion, it is hardly at a 1% stage. And 1% is also $20 billion, right? So, very early. Even in the crypto space, there are 200 million, more than 200 million people who have some cryptocurrencies, and less than 2 million people who have any NFT. Okay, so crypto itself is early, and NFTs are a step ahead early, right? So at least we have a broad understanding of where the market is now, why it's happening, what are the things happening. So I want to introduce another platform to you guys about the NFTs, and that is called as OpenSea. Okay, so what really is OpenSea? It is eBay for NFTs, nothing else. What does eBay does? Anybody can list an NFT. Let's say on eBay, anybody can list anything to sell. So what is really happening on OpenSea is that anybody can list any NFT to sell, and if there are buyers, they might be interested into buying it. So we are at my profile right now, and these are all the different NFTs that I have. And now we can go through each and every. I have decided to maybe go through 4 projects that are doing different things, and then maybe we'll open up the floor for questions, so you guys will have a bit more sense. So the first thing is Loveless City. Okay, so just how is NFTs, let's say, empowering one individual. Okay, so this is one artist who is from Chicago. All right, and please try to understand, this is just one project. The project name is Loveless City. So this person is saying that our metaverse. So the idea is that everything is a metaverse, guys. So everyone is fighting for your attention. The virtual experiences that we create. So this person is saying that, we are building loveless city, and you can become a citizen of the loveless city. How do you become a citizen of the loveless city? By minting, or let's say buying a metro city pass. The cheapest metro city pass that is available right now is for 0.464 Ethereum. Now, this is over here, you guys can see. So overall, there are 3,300 items. So 3,300 metro city passes are there. Each of these NFTs are unique. Each of these are unique, but together we see the collection happen. And if we click on buy now, so what if you guys know anything about cryptocurrencies? So Bitcoin is all same. All Bitcoin are same. There's always a market for them to trade around, but you cannot just sell your NFT like that. You have to list it, and only then, if somebody is interested, they'll be interested to buy it. So let's say, this one is available for 0.464. If I click on buy now, I can click and buy, and then maybe, I can become a member. Why should I buy? Why should I become a member of Loveless City? What is it? So let's come back to the website. So this is the art form. So obviously, this is like a what you are really selling is the future vision that we're building something interesting, and to inspire people to join, you need great art. That's one of the essence that's been happening in it. You can do it without art also. I'll probably show you one of those things. Okay. So this person has a very unique art. He himself is colorblind. We'll get to that. We can learn more about the artist himself as well. So this isn't one artist based in Chicago, and his name is Ten Scott. Okay, and this is his website. Pretty cool website in that sense. And you can see his past work. So this is like doing a due diligence. Like when you invest in anything, you want to learn about the startup. You want to learn about the founders. So on March 4th, they have done this. On March 30th, which is 4 days from now, they are coming up with the next collection. That is this abnormal gene, a generative art drop, and then maybe something else will come. And with what happens with MetroPass? You get a free mint from this gene collection. So if you are a MetroPass citizen, you will get a free abnormal gene. And if you want to mint another one, you will need 0.16 Ethereum. It will come there. But this is how they are selling. That we'll give a free mint, then we'll give you discount, and then love token will come. Okay, so this is loveless. So as I said earlier, guys, anybody can now launch their own token. The technology has reached that stage. It actually reached there in 16, 17. Therefore, we had a large ICO bubble that happened. But now, different projects, you can structure it around how you want. And, then with the love token, what will happen is, so these are all the metro passes. These are the dimension X ones. So with love token, you can stake the love token, or you can do things. So I'm not telling that, this is a great project or bad project or anything like that, but just trying to help you understand that, this is how a project pitches itself. That, we are building a loveless city as a group. And where are all of these things happening, guys? All of this is happening. The community engagement and everything is happening on Discord. Okay, and I know that a lot of you guys wouldn't have used Discord. Hopefully, a few of you would have used. So what you see on my left-hand side are different servers. So where I am right now is in the Zo world. So any of you guys can join the Zo world server. It's open. If you go to discord.zo.xyz, you will end up over here. And so how many members we have? We have 5,500 members. And let's say, somebody is even typing right now. So the whole community is able to see, what is going on in the Discord server. So if I come to, let's say, the general chat, people are talking, this person has bought, another founder NFT with the site, Captain Jack handles giveaways. These guys are talking. And if you have a founder NFT, maybe I'll come to our, maybe it helps you guys understand. So this chatting in the founders is only for those who have the founder NFT. Now, since we're talking about Loveless, I'll open their Discord. So this is their Discord. They have, let's say, 9,000 people in their Discord. And, is the love token released? People are chatting, all right, get off to work, head home. People are talking, lots of channels, so this is another server that's happening. And yeah, so a lot of things happen over here. If you like the community, you can ask questions, and then you can decide to become a part of the member. All right. So this is an art-based project, being run by this artist. And I'm obviously, as I said, that we started from here only, that I have this one path. So I have 161 NFTs. So it won't be possible for us to go through each and every project, but I've shown you one of the art projects. So about us, I'll come towards the end. I'll possibly talk about us. And obviously, I can buy any ENS, just like that. So I have this one ENS that's called as bhan.eth. So maybe, 10, 11 years down the line, when a lot of Indians understand, it might be valuable, that's it's a good ENS. So, let's say Acrocalypse also, it's a great project. Maybe I can talk about it. Maybe I'll talk about Wow Pixies, so this is a project that is actually like a venture. So like a venture capital. So what these people did, so this is run by an individual. So they launched 5,555 these pixelated, world of women, they're saying. And what they did was that with the amount that they raised, they said that we will invest in other NFT projects. And together we will decide, what projects we should invest in and how should we go about it. So this is a trading window of what is happening over here. Some sales are happening every day, and over here. So I'll open their Discord. Let's see what's happening in their Discord. So let's say Wow Pixies Discord with around, let's say, 3,500 members right now, and I'll open their vault. So maybe I'll be able to show you, what. So what you had to do, what for 0.06 Ethereum when they launched, you are buying into one Wow Pixie, and these 5,555 Wow Pixies together get to decide what they want to do with the money that they have raised, and where should they invest and what should they go along. So obviously they have one leader, but after that, so these guys have, let's say, 134 NFTs right now, and they have some artists over here. They have some other curious candies are over there. So let's say they have this one another project that they have that is called as World of Women. So all of these NFTs. So World of Women is a very interesting project. It's in the sense that it's the first one that's dedicated to women, and it's been doing phenomenally well. It's one of the top 10 projects. We can also, over here on OpenSea, we can open this and see, what are the various different projects. World of Women is at the 8th number right now in terms of last week's volume. So obviously in the top is Bored Ape Yacht Club. Just after World of Women, I'll talk about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And so, these are World of Women, the cheapest one. So each of them sold for 0.08 Ethereum last July, last June. In fact, they started in June, they sold out in July. And from 0.08 Ethereum now, because there are only 10,000, and if people really want it, then it's limited, right? Because it's only 10,000. So, what really happens is that, if more people than 10,000 really want it, then you don't have it in supply, and therefore the price will shoot up a lot. So it's basically cryptocurrencies on steroids. Like we have 21 million Bitcoins. That's one of the limit on the digital asset. But if you reduce 21 million to 10,000, so what really happens is that if nobody wants it, it will be illiquid. It will basically be zero. But if people really want it, then the price can increase a lot more as compared to Bitcoin also. So even Ethereum started with people who were in Bitcoin, they invested in Ethereum. And these are people who have Ethereum, they are now investing into NFTs to beat what normal Ethereum will do. So let's say, this person has 3 million followers and her profile picture is a World of Women, right? So if you want to be associated, with this brand for say, or let's say, be a brother or sorts, to the community, then you need to have one of those NFTs. Let's say Madonna, she has 2.7 million followers and her profile picture is a bored ape, right? And she's saying that, I finally entered the metaverse, my very own ape. And the cheapest ape that is available right now is for, these are actually mutant ape, they're derivative, but the cheapest ape that's available right now is for 103 Ethereum. Okay, and these sold out, it's been less than a year. So 31st April last year, these were selling for 0.08 Ethereum. Only 10,000 of them exist. ever will exist. And today there are 6.4 thousand members. It's one of the most elitist club right now, and that is the flex. So one of the main utilities right now of NFTs is flexing that I'm a member of this club. So from Stephen Curry, Stephen Curry has now changed his DP, but for a lot of time with 16 million followers, uh, his DP was actually a board ape. Let's say Jimmy Fallon, for 52 million followers with Jimmy Fallon, and if you see that DP, it's right now. It's the Bitcoin limit, guys. The 21 million. Somebody asked over here. It's in the code. It's in the code itself that every 4 years the number of Bitcoin that will be issued will be reduced by half. So how does Bitcoin comes into existence? It's not really best to discuss in the scope of while we are discussing Metaverse. It's a bit primitive, but you have to, once you run a Bitcoin node, so anybody can run a Bitcoin server. You guys can download it and run right now. It's open. It's like a torrent that happens. So if you just come over here and you can go to documentation and then you can download Bitcoin yourself. It used to be very easy, but I see that they have taken the download button a bit behind these days. But you can download the Bitcoin it's open and anybody can download. And what happens is that all of the servers that are running Bitcoin, so there's a computation game that these guys run between themselves, and whichever one is the winner gets the Bitcoin reward, which used to be 50 Bitcoin per 10 minutes, reduces every 4 years. So right now we get 6.25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. So it's inflationary. Right now Bitcoin are increasing, but if it keeps reducing every 4 years, we know that it is a reverse geometric progression. And if you summation the reverse geometric progression, because eventually it will be so less, like 0.00001 Bitcoin will come every 10 minutes. So that is why there is an approximation towards 21 million, nothing else. Okay. And that was the first thing. It was very innovative technology. Now we are just programming it, that we have programmed that there is 10,000. So we have programmed that in our smart contract that there will only be 11,111 founders of the Zo world. Right now we have 400, but eventually we will only have 11,111. And we plan to build a global ecosystem that will host, let's say, millions of travelers. So hopefully these 11,000 will be very exclusive. So if you come to our website right now, you come over here, you have loaded your MetaMask. So you will see over here, and then I don't have 0.08 Ethereum. I've spent all of my Ethereum on various different NFTs. That is called as degening. Degening is a kind of a term in the metaverse right now, in the crypto NFT sphere. But anyways, so one of the most utilities is getting to flex what you have as NFT. So let's say right now, if you'll see my profile picture, although I have a blue tick on my Twitter profile as well, but my profile is in a hexagon, which is very cool, right? So if you click on an hexagon, you'll see that you are able to see that this is Zo World founder NFT that is in my profile picture. So Twitter did not need to ask anyone. Twitter just programmed it themselves on Ethereum. So one of the things about the Web3 world is that you don't need to ask anyone. If anybody wants to today partner with Zo World, obviously we can do an official partnership for a louder knowledge. But let's say if I want to, offer something to these board apes, then I don't need to ask the person who created board apes. I can just write my own contract. And the problem is that how do you reach out to people? But if you can do that sort of marketing, that all board apes know about that, they can just come to your own website and interact if you have created something that's limited for the board apes. So so board apes is one of those things that has now, and not just this price. What really happened is all the board apes, after a while they wanted to expand beyond 10,000, so they created a serum. So it was another NFT. So if you consume that NFT, what you got was a mutant. So if you'll see right now my screen, these are all called as mutant apes, and the cheapest of the mutant ape also sells for 23 Ethereum right now. And then they also created dogs as a companion. So they have a board ape kennel club, and each of the dog also sells for 8.5 Ethereum. And along with that, so it is the oldest project, right? So now what they have done is that they have also launched a token called as ApeCoin. So it started with NFTs, and now it is an ape coin. So this is a metaverse coin. So what they're saying is that we are building a metaverse, and our metaverse will use the ape coin. Okay, and it will be an open metaverse. People will be able to come and interact with it. So shaping Web3 through storytelling, experiences, and community. We believe that the potential is this. This is a board ape, these are mutant apes, this is the Yugaverse. But they have also bought CryptoPunks. And then they are saying that we are building this other side, that is our metaverse. It will launch in April, powered by ApeCoin. So anyways, so they have bought a trailer. They are doing as much hype as they can. But if you look at the coin itself is now valued at $3.5 billion in its current valuation, in the sense that the tokens that are in circulation right now. But if you look at the contract and the coins that are yet to come in the circulation, the total valuation is at $13 billion. Okay, and this launched. It hasn't launched. It's been 20 days. So it launched on 17th of March. So and there's demand for it. Every day $1 billion of trading is happening in this. So we see that there's 28% of supply that's been dropped, and the rest is still to come from this. They have a 1 billion token total supply. So if you multiply 1 billion with $12, you see this 12, $13 billion total market cap. And so this is how you expand, and you continue to build your own metaverse and NFT. So NFTs is just a way to start building your community in whatever your vision is. If people want it, they can join in it. It's an open world out there. If you're able to generate demand for people who believe in you, it's a new way to get those revenues in for whatever you believe in the future, even before you have built a product, right? And it was done a lot by art, but yeah, so so yeah, people are saying that. So our cult is so that's been going on. Sorry about that. And yeah, so it starts off from this side that I showed you an individual who's running it. I showed you World of Women as a project. I showed you. I know each of them has a different story. Like Zoworld has a story that we are building a travel ecosystem, right? And we actually believe that the best metaverse is the universe. So we are placing quests and adventures in the real world. So we have our own token that's coming in. It's called as DOPE. It stands for decentralized operations, and you can just travel around and complete quests in real world, like Pokemon Go, like go to Taj Mahal, go to something in your city, things like that. So ours is a travel ecosystem. Adam Bomb Squad by the hundreds is a fashion brand. So what they are doing is a fashion aspect of the metaverse. So they are a brand that's existed for a while. They have 25,000 over here, and I think they're fairly cheap right now because it's a very large collection. So it's 0.5 Ethereum with 20,000 Ethereum of traded volume, and with that, I largely like to now get some sort of floor opening. I don't think that it's because the topic is so vast. I think it's very important that we limit the first conversation at least to understanding that there was Bitcoin, then there was Ethereum, then there were other decentralized finance protocols like Uniswap, SushiSwap. So these allow you to change any token into any token. So let's say the ApeCoin launched, they didn't need to ask anyone, and if I want, I can exchange my Ethereum into Ape token with just this one click. If I click over here, it will ask, and if I click on confirm, it will ask me to sign this transaction in MetaMask. So if I click on confirm over here, it will exchange my Ethereum at the current price with Ape token without asking anyone, right? So this is a decentralized finance, guys, and that basically, if you're able to creatively imagine, that basically means that there's a lot more money that's supporting new adventures, right? So obviously there will be scams, but there will be projects like Zoworld who are taking an alternative route towards bringing in the community. We need a lot of people together, and when somebody is giving you their money, so obviously they are a lot more invested in the community. They want to build it with you. So we have a founder channel. Now maybe I'll come to over here, so you'll see that we discuss very openly that what is going on in our tech product, what is going on in our design content, and these are all public channels. So anybody can actually come and see, what's happening. And this is a gutter cat. I would have loved to talk about this as well. It's a very interesting project, but it's a very fast moving market, guys. So in marketing PR, I'm also sharing something. We have operations that's running in public. That we want to be in all the pin codes. How many pin codes in the world? Do you know, guys? It's closer to 1 million. There are closer to 1 million pin codes in the world, and we come from that direction. If we have 1 million local friends in all the pin codes, that means humanity can travel anywhere in the world. With that, I would love to open the floor for further questions and anything else, guys. That will possibly help you guys understand anything.
Thank you, Dhamvi, for the very interesting presentation, and introducing us to a lot of and walking us through like from Bitcoin to how all these things are connected. It's ecosystem where things can support each other's growth, a network. I'll request attendees to raise their hand and ask a question, or also type out questions on the chat. Or
yeah. You guys, please feel free to ask questions. And as you said, Sandeep, so now whenever we do the next conversation, we can talk a bit deeper about that, how each product is. So I'll, meanwhile, people are doing that. I'll also, if you see any questions, let me know. And meanwhile, sure. I'll show you, so you might have heard, guys, about play to earn. This is one term that you might have heard, that, there's something that's called as play to earn.
Correct.
Right. And so this is, let's say, another NFT project. It's called as Shadow Quest. Okay. So what they have done is that they have built their own, you can say that, and even this is their own metaverse. This is just one website, but they're saying that, hey, this is our metaverse. This is our land of Ashtar. So they have called their land as Ashtar, and right. So, and the way Ashtar works is that Ashtar works on honor, right? So it works with different warriors. So there are, let's say, 10,000. I'll just close these. So we'll have. So Shadow Quest, right? So Shadow Quest has 10,000 of these NFTs, and right now only 173 are available for sale, right? So rest are being used by people at different places. Where are these being used? The rest, like me, I have 14 of them, and I have staked them. So they are all in my battlefield. So what they are doing in the battlefield? So if I see the warriors on battlefield 14, okay, now if I go to battlefield, so please understand that metaverse is in the mind that we are imagining, right? So I see that, these are all my warriors. This is warrior number 4278, warrior number 3804. So these warriors have been fighting, and in for the last 6 days. And what is basically mean by fighting is that there are just simulated fights that are happening, and every 1 hour they are earning some honor. What is honor? Honor is their own token within the ecosystem, and the total supply of honor is 5 billion. And they're different. All of them are different breeds, like Mitsurine, Vagera. Obviously, it's a detailed game, but just game. And then there are some samsars that are there who are also a part of the game. And it's an interesting in that sense that now I can't. This is where the game starts. So let's say, even if let's see, what's your luck, guys? Actually, I had to wait for 7 days, but for us to go forward, I'll get one of them to fight. So now either I can flee. If I flee, I can. So if this 65,000 honor is in my warrior's pocket. So if I click on flee, I will have to pay 20% tax to Samsar, and I can take 50,000 back, or 52,000 after the tax. Or I can choose to fight. If I fight, my warrior will fight a Samsar, and if it wins, I will have double the honor, and if it loses, I have 0 honor. So that's it. The game is very simple, click-based game. It's not like I have to do a lot of things, but it's a risk, and therefore there is a gaming element. And now together we'll check how is our luck. So we will fight. Okay, guys, finger crossed. Hopefully our warrior wins. Let's see what happens. And all of these transactions are, happening on the blockchain. And thank you so much, guys. Our warrior fought this samsar, and it has won 130,000 honor along with a shard, 3 glories, and it has lost a great something. But we have earned 130,000 honor, and so now where is my warrior? My warrior has gone in the training ground. So there are different locations. So I'll send it back from the training ground go back to the battlefield just with these clicks that I'm doing. Okay, and these people run their own blockchain, so all of these transactions are gas free, as you can clearly see. And now, just the person who was just fighting, now it's back in the battlefield, and let's see, so you'll be able to see him back over here this 8 seconds ago, and it is now fighting over here with 542 honor, and every fight will happen in next 1 hour. You fight once when you come. I can now fight or flee. I need at least 6 hours before this warrior can decide to take out on it. So this is just another example. This person has this team. They are an anonymous team. So maybe they are Chinese, or where there are more rules around it, but they're not scammers. Even if they are anonymous. So you don't even need to tell who you are. If you create something good, people will join you. Because some SARs are only one at, should have a big free money sign on OpenSea. Buy some SARs. So people are telling that more people should buy and things like that. Obviously, gradually the community is growing, maturing, and they are all talking about. Let me say, just if I'm also typing anything, then this is my DP over here. So this is their server, right? And if you'll see, I am actually member of. I'm actually a member of lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of servers. So on that side. So it's too deep. It's too deep, and I wanted to keep it simple for the first introduction. And hopefully, you guys were able to see the play to one thing as well. This honor token, then just like ape token, I can also decide to sell. I can bridge it to ERC20, bring it on the Ethereum chain, and then decide what to do with it. So we have actually, raised close to, I think, 25 Ethereum, from the community, just from selling our own founder NFTs. So our NFTs are very unique themselves. So if you see our NFTs, they are not like profile picture, like a lot of NFTs are. So if you look at our NFTs, they are these postcards from around the world. And we have 6 traits. So one is destination. So I have Sudan, Malta, Samoa, Libya. So we have divided the whole world into 237 destinations. And then there are cultures, so like sports, science and technology, games, home and lifestyle, and travel and adventure games. I have a lot of games. So we have a lot of games over here. And then there is time. So we're working in space time. So I have June, March. So you see there is this June, and then there is this journey trait. So this person is walking over here. So walking is a trait in itself. This is a car over here, and somebody might have a bus. So these are all different journeys. So we are just inspiring travel community to come together. We have a weather trait. The sunny. We have this Z is our symbol. So we have this different colored Zs that we can see that they're going on. So yeah, so these are all NFTs. They are very unique, and obviously webinars help, and learning by talking helps. But we all have gone through that phase that the only way to learn is to load your MetaMask, buy some NFTs, lose some money, maybe make some money, and you learn a lot more. And when you go to the next step, it is about launching your own NFTs and becoming a part. As an artist, you can launch one by one art. Obviously, as a company, you can, like us, we are on the edge. We are launching our own, building a global travel ecosystem. So we have our own NFTs. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
I think one point that we can also talk, or you can share more, is how these digital platforms like Twitter and all are trying to integrate very well into the NFT and crypto ecosystem, natively supporting many of these technologies.
Right. So, I think it's very early right now. Even Instagram is about to do it. People have been talking about it. But so if you'll see my Twitter profile, it's all cartoony, right? So there's literally no real DP if you'll see. But a couple of them are in hexagons. So hexagon. So these NFTs, a lot of them, right now act as the new blue tick. So this hexagon basically means that this person owns this NFT. If you can put the DP, right? Anybody can put the DP as the image, but you can't get the hexagon. Okay. So if you need the hexagon, you have to verify with your wallet. And let's say, for me, so right now it's very simply put. The only thing that these people have done right now is more than anything, the only thing that they have done right now is integrating with these the hexagon itself, that we can verify that this is the NFT. They haven't gone anything beyond that right now. It's a good first step that they have done this. And then on Discord, what happens is that over here you can only chat if you have the NFT. So you have to verify, and it is anywhere in all of these places. If you really want to talk in this verified gang chat, only those who have the gutter gang asset can talk over here. So this token gating, we call it as token gating. So Discord has enabled that. So Discord has a lot of bots. So it's actually enabled by somebody else, not default Discord. But yeah, people have done that. And Twitter has only done this. The new blue tick in the hexagon is actually live, and people are still figuring out what to do more with it. It's still early stages, and maybe what ate the major components in the system, crypto NFT. What are the major components in the ecosystem? So it's an infrastructure layer. Just see that you can't build a restaurant in a country unless it has roads and electricity, right? So Bitcoin and Ethereum are the infrastructure layer. So you need the blockchain at the bottom layer to work, and then you can maybe build on the top layer of the consumer layer. You need the decentralized finance so that people can trade and exchange, and then you can basically come to NFT. So they are all major components, so you can't start off from without them. So yeah, that's the only, as I said, the only thing that people have done is right now, bringing the hexagon. So that this is also, another one who has hexagon. So this is an owner over here. So we don't know who is it. Its name is also Ape Stacking 738. So I am he's saying that I am BAYC 8169. Forget my name, forget my country, might be Indian, might be American, forget it. I am this. So, this is the beginning of Metaverse. It's going to be cross-platform. It is not what you see in the Facebook VR is the Metaverse. Please understand. Internet itself is the Metaverse, and it's being built in the open space. Let's do it again. Let's have the feedback.
Thank you so much, Dhambi, for your time, and thank you everyone for sticking along.
I wish somebody would have explained to me internet when it was in '99. Nobody, and the possibilities that were there. And anyways, so I think that it's paying it forward that I want everybody to at least understand, especially the younger generation, especially maybe our kids who are 10, 12 years old, if they can understand, because it's a lot of DJing. You have to sit on the computer a lot. Many times it gets difficult. So, but yeah. Okay, and we'll leave it to you, Sandeep, to carry on.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, have a nice day, everyone.